Everybody, state, city, and county governments are going to be receiving $350 billion in stimulus aid this week. And this can mean new state stimulus checks for many of you. But it all depends on what states and cities that you live in. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. This is your fourth stimulus check update and Social Security benefits update. There's much news to cover in this video. Everybody, thanks to President Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, state, city, and county governments are going to be receiving their first infusion of direct stimulus aid from $350 billion in emergency funds this week. And if any of you folks support the fourth stimulus check of $1,000 a month, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, folks, and share this video with your friends and family. This Monday, the Biden administration launched an online portal, and this will allow local and state governments to access their share of funds. According to USA Today, the amount allocated for each county was determined by the unemployment data, and most counties are going to be receiving money in two tranches, once this year and the second in 12 months. However, states that have seen their unemployment rates increase by 2% or more since February will receive funds in a single payment. These payments will be sent out within days. The $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package included $350 billion in direct aid to states and cities to replenish governments that experienced tax revenue shortfalls as businesses locked down during the crisis. Many state and local governments were forced to make cuts or halt spending, and the legislation mandated that the Treasury Department deliver the aid within 60 days of Biden's signature on March 11th. Now, I also want you guys to know this. According to the Treasury Department, more than 1 million jobs in state and local government have been cut, completely diminished, since the start of the crisis over 1 year ago. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen even said this in a statement, everybody. With this funding, communities hit hard by the crisis are going to be able to return to some sort of normalcy. They'll be able to rehire teachers, firefighters, and other essential workers, and to help small businesses reopen safely. The Treasury Department also provided guidelines on how funds can be used. Local and state governments cannot use the funds to offset tax cuts that were enacted after March 3rd. In addition, they cannot use funds to make a deposit to a pension fund. But local and state governments are allowed to use the money to invest in water or even broadband infrastructure. Everybody, do you believe that President Biden must do a better job in sending out the fourth stimulus payments? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Now, most of the direct aid in the $300 billion American Rescue Plan will be allocated proportionate to states' unemployment, as determined by the number of unemployed individuals over a recent 3-month period. And this past Sunday, Utah Governor defended Republicans' push to end enhanced unemployment. He said that although some families continue to struggle over the economic fallout, the benefit must be rolled back at some point. Do you believe, everybody, that the enhanced unemployment benefits must come to an end? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. In addition, folks, several other Republican senators, besides the state of Utah, have announced that they are planning to roll back the enhanced benefits. These include states like Montana, South Carolina, and Arkansas. Let me know in the comments below, everybody. Do you agree or disagree with the Republican governors in ending unemployment benefits? But there are some Republicans that are willing to negotiate with Democrats on Biden's new infrastructure plan. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell suggested that he would support an infrastructure package that costs as much as $800 billion, a price tag that's higher than the existing counteroffer from his fellow GOP lawmakers. During an interview, McConnell reiterated his opposition to Biden's $2.3 trillion tax and spending proposal. The American Jobs Plan includes billions in new funding for traditional infrastructure like roads, bridges, and transit systems. But McConnell has already said that Senate Republicans, would oppose any measure that rolls back parts of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Thank you for watching, folks. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe. Now, if you believe that these Social Security benefits must be raised by $200 a month, then don't forget to get this video to 1,000 likes, everybody.
I enjoyed so much being back in Tennessee, and over the past week, I really had the pleasure of hearing from so many Tennesseans who are just celebrating having reopened businesses and music venues and public spaces in our communities. There was a lot of happiness across our state as I was there. Everywhere you looked, you could see evidence that people are ready to get back to work, and they want to get back to life as normal. There's also a lot of evidence that local businesses are ready to get back to normal. You cannot walk 10 feet in Knoxville, Tennessee, for example, without running into a help wanted sign. Normally, this would be an indicator of a successful economic comeback. But here's the problem. Those signs are just not working. Not for retail or restaurants or even for the industrial sector with small business manufacturing. Some business are getting so desperate for help that they're offering signing bonuses worth hundreds of dollars to anyone willing and able to come back to work. Madam President, all year, we've used a particular catchphrase to encourage people to get their vaccinations. We've said that we could only get shots in arms, then we could get back to normal. Well, as it turns out, that was step one. We are getting the shots in arms. People are getting vaccinated. Now, it's time for step two, and that is getting people back to work, getting them to fill these jobs. And I've said time and again, I'll say it again. The best economic stimulus there is, the very best economic stimulus there is a job. It's a job. This holds true not just for those pulling in a paycheck, but for the businesses who are hiring. My Democratic colleagues, many of them disagree with me on this point, but I firmly believe the best economic stimulus is a job. For months, some have refused to discuss an end to the various emergency relief programs we all agreed were necessary to help workers and businesses survive the lockdowns. But they were never meant to be permanent programs. They were there for a time of specific need. And I think if some of my colleagues took the time to speak to the owners whose businesses are short on labor, they'd hear the same story over and over again. Their potential pool of potential employees was drained dry, at least in part by the unemployment insurance plus-up that we initiated last year. Because of the way that program was designed and